I think if the record companies are really intent on making a lot of money, they need to release they need to release the control of the people that are in their portfolio. What they need to do is they need to be focusing more on places and venues in which to put that music that permits people to kind of own it, you see. You don't want to own it from the people, you want people to own it themselves. Because by owning it themselves, then they feel like that they're going to always have a value for it. And then you can keep giving them stuff that they can own literally. The problem is that the reason why digital rights management has come about is because of two things. The technology that was developed by Sony, of all friggin' people. Sony was spearheading the development of the Mpeg audio format and video format because they wanted to put videos on CDs. And these dumbasses are turning around and supporting DRM and things like that because they're trying to make back the loss in profits. If anybody wants to blame somebody for what's happened to the music industry, if they think it's MP3s that caused it, go and blame Sony and who else is it? There was a number of companies that were all support of the Mpeg standard. It was because of the internet mixed with Mpeg that the whole music industry got laid to waste. That's the reason why it happened, and then also people's sinful nature. And so when people say you should be able to do this, it happened because it became unenforceable. Now they're trying to enforce people into being subject to not having access to even own the music or even to trade the music fairly. And that's working against other kinds of rights in other areas of the world where that didn't even experience that kind of crime. But the reason why the crime was possible was because of the lack of foresight of the corporations that had put all their money into creating Mpeg for the purposes of cheaply replicating video content that would be put in on videotapes and to make it easier to machine and produce stuff like DVDs. That was what the Mpeg formats were created for. And that same Mpeg format combined with the internet made it so easy, because the internet is just naturally like Napster. It is a decentralized network. It's not a star network, it's a peer-to-peer network. And so peer-to-peer file sharing only exploits what the internet can already do. And then you couple that with an Mpeg format that basically compresses media down to a tenth to a hundredth its size based upon if it's video or audio. Audio, it's to a tenth its size. Video, it's to a hundredth its size. And so as a result of that, you end up with about 11% of the size of the data file for the video content, and it becomes as valuable as It's just the thing to do is to realize what's fair and what's not fair before you use such things. But what's happened as a result of it is that the thing that I really hate is I want to listen to music. I want to share with you my favorites. I put them in broadcasts in my YouTube videos. YouTube detects them and wipes out the audio from from whatever I've got just to satisfy those dumb fucks in the RAA. Those guys are going to lose my interest. I'm going to stop buying all music. This is going to happen systematically. Everybody is going to turn to SoundCloud as a source of their music, not the RAA, not any of their artists. Their artists are not going to see royalties. People are just going to lose interest in all corporate music altogether, and those guys are going to be out of a job. All those lawyers that are in support of protecting artists, which have the artists at nowhere near the center of their interest, because they destroy artists. They destroyed Karen Carpenter. They destroyed everybody that's ever been a musician. Milli Vanilli's. All those guys got destroyed because of the media industry. And so I don't really have any problem with losing the media industry. For me, it's all history. All that stuff is ending up on YouTube, and I'm just putting it up on a website, and YouTube can't deny people access to the embed, because it's a critical part of their success to attract people to their site through their embeds. They might get rid of the API, which would disable the capability of my website to do what it does, but it might be beneficial to them that people see that there is a way that you can leverage YouTube content. And maybe somewhere down the road, the media industry is going to come to a realization that even though it doesn't make any initial monetary benefit interest to them to offer such content for free, there may be other avenues by which they could pursue where they would make money, and then use all that other stuff to just inspire a love and interest in the music, and then not to limit the consumer by preventing them from sharing things they love in their real world. And I think the government should actively go against YouTube and all the RAA and say that whenever sound occurs naturally in air and it is not directly coupled with a recording, that even if it's a microphone presented to a speaker, there's going to be a certain amount of denaturing of the noise, that it is legal, and that by recognizing the sound in it, it has to be able to recognize that it's been denatured. And if it's been denatured, you can't remove it from the content, because you're fighting with the rights of the person who created the content for YouTube, and the rights of the people who had the music that is just overheard in the content. You can imagine the political repercussions that are going to come out as a result of that, through the people's perception of the RIA, of YouTube, and of the whole corporate industry. We're going to have more communists in the future. We're going to have more socialists in the future. And I'm all for it, because I am a socialist. And I do not give a fuck about capitalism. I mean, I like capitalism. I see there's a value for it. But if it works against me having freedoms, I say fuck you and fuck your future. And you say, well, you can say goodbye to America. I'm going to go to France. See, you're not going to get anywhere with what you think I'm going to be able to do with that, because I could find other places to exist that you can't even exist. And I have no problem with divorcing myself from you. You find it easy to divorce yourself from God. I have no problem with divorcing myself from you.